Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and welcome to the Gems of War Raids, Week 7, Day 2. So, today, or earlier today, like right at the beginning, we ended up getting some reworks to some of the hero classes. I didn't bother doing a video for it because they were relatively small, but I figured I'd go over it real quick right now, just to kind of go over what small changes they made. Basically, made it so every hero class now has that one perk that gives them magic based on a certain weapon. They all now have it for the key weapon they work for. They also just changed up a few of them to make it more thematic with them. Like, for example, they gave the mech one the tree that has on the final trait +2 armored all mechs, which, of course, stuff like that makes sense, and why they weren't on them in the first place is kind of weird. But anyways, let's go over those real quick. Let's see. Also, hello everyone. Hello Ross. Hello Demon Angel. Hello Mass. Hello Danny. Hello Captain. Hello Zidicus. And that's everyone. Hello everyone else. Welcome. But let me just go over those real quick. So, one of them is of course Titan, but let's go down the line, starting with Mechanist. So, if we go over to hero now, the fire trait has been replaced with... That's not where you go. Yeah, there it is. Never mind. The fire trait on him has been replaced with the mech tree, the guardian tree. So this is actually a nerf to mechs indirectly, mainly because the fire tree had 3 times skull damage on it, which was pretty nice. But still, now we have things like it can use shields. We can use it to constantly or gain the barrier to start a battle, which can help us. We have that 20% scold extra damage. So instead of having 3 times extra damage to burning enemies, we basically have 20% based on armor now for our mech. When an ally dies, we get a barrier for a random ally. Banishment, so it has mass dispel on mechs. That is not really too useful in most situations. But finally, we then get all mech allies gain 2 armor per turn. And there are a few of them, like bomb bots and stuff, which do gain quite a substantial amount of benefit from having this. But for the most part, no, I would actually say mech is weaker with this thing. I wish they would have overdone it over winds, because winds does almost nothing for mechs. Actually does literally nothing for mechs. You wouldn't ever use a single one of these perks other than the shield, because now you need that for the 20% thing. Not to mention it's just the best one of these for the most part. Well, I guess technically a random stats effect could be okay too. But yeah, mech is basically useless now, so don't bother with that. Next up we have the Oracle. Oracle ended up getting replaced the Stone Talent, which was actually a really good tree. Got replaced with Wind Talent, which is one of the worst trees in the entire game. Not the absolute worst, it's actually really good on Archer. But other than Archer, it's like useless on everything. The reason why it's so good on Archer is mainly because of Child of Sky. You end up using, if you're using a Black Beast version of this team, you would end up using this in order to basically perpetually have summons. Because you have a 25% chance to summon every single time an ally casts, which basically means as long as you're casting, you're just infinitely getting summons. And of course, that will allow Black Beast to easily go and devour it, and it'll be good. And that combined, of course, with the 50% backup makes it so you have essentially infinite devours for your Black Beast, which is really a cool combination. That's like the only tree it's worth it on. That, and if it was ever placed on a Strix-related class, it could be okay. Though currently there is no Strix hero class, so at the moment it is pretty bad. I'm pretty sure there still will be rebalancing these in the future as far as the actual trees. But anyways, they ended up giving this now to the Oracle. They replaced out the Stone Tree, which is really good. And they instead gave it this Wind Tree, which you'd basically not put a single one on, because not a single one of these are useful, except maybe the Celestial Current, which gives all Centaurs 1 magic. This is relevant on this hero class because it's a Centaur-related hero class. But other than that, that is like the only one you'd ever use. 8 armor just because it's durability. 1+1 magic to all centaurs simply because the class is so centaur oriented. And that's basically it. Maybe all allies gain 2 attack, but centaurs don't really use their attack that much, even though they do have relatively decent attack. They're mainly casters, so you'd mainly just be doing the extra magic and stuff. But yeah, a little bit of an odd change to this. Kind of makes sense though, given that it does have a centaur related trait. I forget if any of the other trees had better. Not to mention it's yellow, and this class, or this kingdom in general, is quite yellow oriented, but still it's a little bit of an odd choice. But nonetheless, that's what the change they made with that. And finally, the actual good change they made is they oddly enough, they made Titan even stronger for whatever reason. They ended up replacing out his Wind Talent tree, which was useless, with the Storm Talent tree. Storm is a little bit odd. Nothing in it is too over the top, But one thing that we will be able to go and specifically use from this is we can create a dust storm at the start of battle. This is really relevant for particularly this hero class, because prior to this, we had nothing good to put on 20 for raids or invasion. We had the +1 glory, which does nothing. The +4 armor to all dwarfs with this specific hero class does nothing. And then we had some other useless thing, I forget what it was here, but something that was useless. But now we have a dust storm, which is relevant because we can synergize that, the brown storm, with the fact that we gain barrier every brown we take. So now we really have a lot of barriers. Of course, it only lasts for 4 turns, but still, it's going to be quite a bit to get in there. Other than that, it also works really good with giants. It gives all giant allies +1 life and 1 magic if you want to go for that. So if you want to use it more as a support instead of a tank, you can. And it also explodes 1 yellow gem every 4 times, 5 times match, which just in general is pretty decent. And if you're synergizing that with things that are mass extra turning, like some giants can, like Euro Fire Mantle, it would work out pretty good. And on top of that, all elementals gain 1 magic when an ally casts a spell. This is very relevant because, of course, a good majority of the giants, particularly from Stormheim, which is where this class resides, are elementals. So you could build a 4 times giant elemental team pretty much. Well, not 4 times because your hero will only count as giant, but still close enough. 3 elementals with 4 giants is what you could go with, and basically just keep feeding your allies a bunch of magic. So yeah, these are really, really good with giants. So I'm glad that they added this to it. It makes a lot of sense. But yeah, this class has become it went from being a very good class to one of the best classes in the game. I don't know why they buffed it so much other than just realistic synergy. Wish they would do that a little bit more to the other classes, rebalance some of the trees and stuff like that. But yeah, really, really nice class now. And we're already on the process of leveling it, so perfect. Anyways, that's all the changes they made. Nothing really too big, but figured I mentioned them. I wasn't going to do them in their own video because, as you can see, we just did all of it in like 5 minutes. But it wasn't anything too big. But that's the changes that they made. Anyways, let's go and do raids already now. So let's head over to raids, head over to battles. We're already at number 8. Wow. Yeah, we're going to have this done so early in this week because so many of my guild probably bought the things. Maybe not an excessive amount, but it definitely looks like those 3 right there definitely did. And of course I did as well, even though we're not up there yet. It's just because we haven't done our battles yet. But anyways, let's go and claim our rewards and go head into these actual battles now. So fight, and we'll still be using this, of course. We are now using the buffed up hero class. We now have Dust Storm at the start of battle, which will make this slightly better than it was before. We still have barrier every brown, and we still have enrage every extra turn. And that's pretty much what we're running with. So let me backtrack in chat because I couldn't see some of it while I was doing that. Let's see. Let's see. Your Titan class is War, Stone, and Storms. Yours is War, Stone, Wind. Are you not sure why? Any ideas? They made the change. I just went over that. But no, mine isn't Winds. It's just because they changed it last night. That's what I was just going over. I don't know if you said that before I mentioned that, but yeah. Are you streaming tomorrow? Yes, I stream. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Tomorrow's 4th of July. Basically, the game plan for that is, yes, I will be streaming tomorrow, but it'll be earlier than normal. Probably around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No official time. Pretty much whatever time I have free time tomorrow, I will be streaming for about an hour or so. But, yeah, that will most likely be around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about 4 hours prior to now. Do keep in mind that's not set in stone. But whatever time I have available, I will try to sneak on and just do our normal hourly stream. But it will definitely be, or almost definitely will be at a different time than what I normally do it at. So do be mindful of that. I'll try to post the time as early as I possibly can, as far as, like, ahead of time. Just so you guys know. But yeah, it will be earlier than normal. Okay. So the only bad thing about the storm, even though we can easily keep barriering, is we don't get as many greens and blues on the board, which we kind of need right now as well. But at least we get the extra turn off of that, off our storm. That's not too bad, though, again, the real manas we need are nowhere to be found, so I'll just take that. We still have 1 more turn of this brown, which isn't really going to do much for us, or really nothing at all. So we'll just try for the cascade, didn't get it. And he just pokes our barrier. Okay, so now there goes our brown storm, we don't have that anymore. Let's go move that, see if we have alignment. Still do not. Ideally, we take a brown right now if we had it available. I guess we take a blue to purple. Of course, we don't need the blue, but let's go for the purple. Get a little red off it. He gets extra turn green, and he just pokes us. Okay, so now we're poisoned now on that. Every skull we do one-shots him, of course. I don't have enough mana to actually get into anything. We're also slightly damaged short on being able to kill it, so what I'm going to do here is waste the Mank. And now when she gets full mana, we will have enough to kill it out. So we now have enough for that. We'll go and double check for convert. We don't have it. Let me actually throw a skull poke first because I think he's going to be a while before he gets up. So we'll do that. Ideally, we'd have an extra turn already. Still don't seem to have it. We'll go for a poke because every single one-shots. We need enrage before we can one-shot him. Otherwise, his 25% will be enough to survive. Once again, we do not have convert, so I'm just going to go explode out the entire board. We do get the skull there off the enrage. And actually, I think we'd even need to enrage for that. But all we have to do now is poke him. And we actually have enough to do it off of this ability because it does 120 damage. I keep forgetting that. We have 4 times the multiplier this week instead of 3 times. I'm still used to only having the 3 times multiplier. I know, I'm covering up my third eye, right? I don't know. I had it here for if I was going to place it down. It's just so hard to play like this. So ridiculously hard. I don't know, I'm... I'm just like having it here in case we do. Maybe once we switch over to PvP, I'll put it on. But I don't think I can run it for raids. It just won't, it just makes it so much harder to play. And since we have a limited amount of battles, I do need to make sure we're actually doing semi-okay at these. While we have way more than normal, I still want to make sure we at least do it to a decent enough degree. So right here, I do not have enough to kill it with that skull, so I'm not going to bother. We'll just cascade a bunch of that. He'll get a bunch of mana, take skull. It's to be expected. But we'll go double combo him, and now we have enough mang to one-shot all of them, so all we have to do is now just start hitting skulls. So he moves that over. He's going to get a stun and all that. If we had immune to it, we would actually have immune to basically everything he does. Yeah, actually, literally everything he does, we'd have immune to if we had the final trait on this guy. But let's go and just go for the poke here. Oh, that's not enough to kill, is it? I guess we'll go get this to make sure we have convert mana. He'll stun and do all that, so that's not too big a deal. I don't have convert here, or at least not for an extra turn, so not really worth going for. We'll just go for a poke. That won't kill it, but it'll bring it close enough that it's pretty much dead. I was going to waste another turn doing that. That's actually really good for us. Because that's basically pointless. I really wish she gained an extra turn too after she does her ability. And I keep thinking that this is her ability because it has pistols on it, which you'd kind of think, oh yeah, she's probably using pistols or something because Bonnie Rose does, but nope. I don't know, I'd kind of think that their icons would be like reversed or something. Anyways, let's go and poke them down. We'll get all of our mana back, but we do not extra turn. Oh wait, why did I not just take the skull? Should have just done that. Should have done that first, then killed it. Oh well, doesn't matter too much. We'll move that over. I actually have convert, so I'm going to go for it now. We already have all the mana, but I'm trying to get skulls, of course. And that didn't quite help us in doing that, though we do have barrier. Let me just move that. Still not helping us get what we need. I guess we'll go and throw Mang into one of them and just start poking at some. So we'll throw it on you, because you're the biggest threat basically left on this team, even though you're not that big of a threat at all. Okay, we'll go and what do we have for drops? I guess brown to get our barrier back, not like we need it, but you never know. And all we need now is this one more skull. Double check for alignment, which we do not have. Clear the board. And that should be match. We'll just go clear it. That should give us a skull somewheres. No, it does not, actually. I guess we'll explode again and hope we get lucky. That is not that, but we'll take skull, and down it goes with 213 attack. Way more than enough. Let's see. Oh, no problem for the streams, Norveta. You've learned a lot from them, and you have 6 Divinias on one single 50 key. Wow, that's a lot of luck right there. Very nice. Let's see. Yeah, Divinia is really, really strong with how much HP you can keep spamming, particularly earlier on in the game. You can make sure you don't die by using it. Hello, Steve. Hello, Dragon Ball Z fan. Any good cheap teams to do for, or go for PvP? And weapon among the ocean and divines. Let's see. Well, what level are you and what are you planning on using? As far as cheap early game teams, well, it depends how early you are. But normally when you're first starting off, you go with something like Rangers and Rock Spirits, or really anything that has high boost ratios. Then you eventually try moving into something like a Dragon Soul team or a Tesla team or something like that. And then eventually you just reach the point where you just go with just about anything in late game. Yeah, towards mid-game, either 4 times Goblins, 4 times Dragons, or anything centered around Tesla and Barrier Spam. Earlier on in the game, it's basically every good boost ratio and just devour Barrier Spam, as well as some mana drains thrown in. And as far as hero weapon in early to mid-game, you don't really bother with it much. You tend to just use the really, really cheap ones like Crude Club and Hero Swords because they're really good at cycling. But you don't normally have many options. Oops, this is not the ability I meant to use. I totally thought that was his. Again, that's like the 5th time I've done that now. I cast her thinking I had him to full mana, and I tried converting that so I get an extra turn. Then I'd be able to cast both of these, throw Mang into that, and boom, boom, boom. But, yeah, that didn't quite work out now, did it? I'll throw it on first slot here. I know that's a bad move, but because I accidentally clicked it. So, we're going to red search here. Never mind, she's blocking all that mana. What's plan C? Let's see. Let's mass cascade this, I guess. It gets rid of my convert, but I need the mana. Okay, you go Manga ready. Go do that. We'll kill that with 2 hits. You do hit number 1. You'll do whatever. We'll explode. And we go from there. Okay. So, Skull, can we get you? Anywheres at all? Yes, right there. So he'll do that. We'll do that. We will convert if we have it, though we do not, so we'll explode. Actually, we do. Never mind. We'll go for it. Get our mana back up so we can poke him out. Ideally, we'll get a skull off of this. No guarantee way. Or is there a guarantee way? Yes, there actually is a guarantee way. We move it that way. And now we can get it like this. Let me take that first. Do we cascade it? I guess we cascade it and try for extra turn chance. There's actually a lot of mana we can get there, but I don't actually need it, so we'll try for the extra turn instead. Didn't get it. And all we have to do now is just poke him a few times. And he's stunned right now, so we don't even need to worry about being enraged. And now we are enraged, so I don't even need to worry about him getting unstunned. So all we need now is just to hit him with 1 skull, and we'll be good. Since he doesn't have his 20% dodge anymore. He takes it the wrong way, and he dies to like 270-something damage. Very nice. And on to the next one. Let's see. Can you tell you what you found out as you searched the forums? Wait, didn't I just go over it? But yeah, we went over at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, the Titan now has the 3 changes they made is where to go. Mechanist now has Guardian instead of the Fire Tree, which means it lost its 3 times skull damage on burning. That's the main change that happened there, basically. Oracle now has Wind Talent instead of Stone, and Titan now has Storm instead of Wind. And that's the 3 changes they made. And that's it. Let's see. We'll go and... what else do we need? Go move that one. Yeah, we went over in more detail at the beginning of the stream. So let's go back to that. Like in the first minute we went over it. And we'll go take the... we'll give him a skull. Let him just have the red. If there's any other questions you guys had, let me know. Let me see. Did I miss anything else? Why is Titan even better now? You missed the beginning of the battle. Oh, Titan is better because they replaced out the useless wind trait thing that it had with Storm. And Storm has 3 traits that benefit Giants quite a bit. As well as this class now finally has something that allows it to use its 4th perk. That 20 category perk. Before, it had basically nothing. All 3 of them did nothing in this game mode. But now it has a Brown Storm at the start of battle, which is actually what we have active at the moment. And while that isn't the best of things to have, it does allow us to basically make sure we have more capabilities to keep barrering our hero. Which, of course, doesn't make too big a difference, but is helpful. So we're actually going to go for that. We actually have 2 skulls at once, so that's not too bad. I'm not actually trying to take skulls here, though. But I guess technically we could kill him off of damage now if we really wanted to. I can take a skull into eventually killing it with her. So we'll do that. As long as he doesn't get full mana, we should be okay here. So I'm actually going to kill it now just so it doesn't... actually, what does its ability do? Only diseases and poison something. I'm going to let that happen. So it's not too big a deal. We're actually going to let him waste his turn by doing that. So we'll do that. We'll throw that there just to kill it out. And now we get all of our mana back. Throw it on the other one and go from there. And now all we have to do is hit it with anything. 1-shot kill, like we'll do to everything. Do that up. Take the poke. Kill. And all we need now is 1 skull. We're already enraged and everything, so we have way more than enough damage. And down it goes. Sweet. And on to the next one. Oh yeah, if you just check official news on the forum. Also, if you're on the Gems of War official Discord server, there's an automatic bot that whenever official news goes down on the forum, it automatically notifies you via Discord, which is a really nice feature of it. I was going to cover it in a video last night, but I was too tired and because it was like 3 a.m. or something. So I was like, nope. But yeah, they posted it pretty late. And I was like, I'm not recording it this late at night. I probably should have done a little small video for it, but I figured it was so small that it wouldn't have really been that relevant. Because in all three cases, it does almost nothing. Other than Titan. Titan's only the relevant aspect, but I figured we'd just go on it on stream like we're doing now. Since we'd be using Titan literally the entire time. Wow, how do you already have a kill? That's not good. Luckily, he left alive everything that's important. That's actually the least important thing on our entire team, is the one you just killed out, so it's fine. We'll go do that to get our attack up. Get our barrier up so we don't die, because that's now a factor. And now we just killed them one by one. Got Mang back up. Do we bother throwing it? I have Enrage right now, so I don't need it. I guess we just go and... Actually, I might be needing it. How much damage is that? Nope, it's not going to be enough. Never mind. Let me take full mana before I do this, though. So we'll do that. He'll do whatever there. We'll throw a poke. He'll waste his turn on that. And Fairy Fire. Ooh. Oh, Death Mark. Why? I don't have any... I don't think we have cleanse on this hero class. I need to get a barrier. So much so, I'm going to waste my turn. Oh, wait. You're not poisoned, right? Why must it be so hard to see if something's poisoned now? I don't believe it is. Oh, it is poisoned. Ah, never mind. If it wasn't poisoned, I would take brown right now. But since we're poisoned, there's a 50% chance we lose barrier every single turn, so it's not worth going for. We can use barrier to block Death Mark. But if the poison triggers on it, that would kind of defeat the point of even trying to do that, so we're not going to bother. Just take a skull right there. I need to cleanse this off already, so we don't have to deal with Death Mark. Move that over. Get our mana we need. Still alive, but still Death Marked as well. Go kill out Lancelot. Get his mana back. Still alive somehow. What else do we need to move? I guess we'll try for a Sky Skull. Didn't get it. Still alive. I guess we'll mank him now and just keep passing our turns. Oh, you know what? I should have taken that blue, actually. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't have. It doesn't give us anything, though we had no way of knowing that. I'm going to pass my turn again. Also, that visuals glitch is so weird. It didn't happen until, I believe, the most recent patch, like where they like spaz out like crazy. Seriously, how has no one gotten a skull yet? Alright, move that over. There we go, finally. Why did I do that? But down it goes. And way overkill. Any good cheap team to go with PvP with Titan class? Since there's a Sea of Divines on PvP. You can try Yarrow Infinite Loop if you have it. Though it's not better than Divines. The best way to deal with Divines is to use the best barrier spam team you have. And use Devour on it. Basically, mass one Devourer with a mass... Actually, there's 3 ways to take out Divines. There's Crimson Bat first slot with Skull Spam. There is Mass Barrier with Devour. And there is just throw Divines on Divines. Those are basically the 3 options you have. If you're looking to try to beat people that have way higher, stronger Divine teams than what your current team is. That's basically the easiest way to go about it. I'd say overall, the quickest way to kill them would be Crimson Bat Skull Spam, though the safest way to kill them would be Barrier Spam Devour. And some cheap barrier spam things would be Dragonian Monk. Actually, pretty much just Dragonian Monk. There's a few other ones that come to mind, but they're all more expensive, like Dawnbringer and I guess technically Divinia fully traded, if you get lucky enough. Of course, it's random if it barriers or not, but you generally hit so many extra turns with her that it's going to do it. You could even go 4 times Dragon Team, since you'd probably use Dragonian Monk as one, her as another. You wouldn't have Devour because no dragons have Devour, which is kind of odd. You kind of think that they would at least have one, but nope, none of them do. Okay, anyways, he has Valraven. Gotta be very careful with that, and I still haven't gotten mana yet, so we'll go and explode everything. Got Brown, so we have Barrier to protect ourselves some, though the main points of interest is actually killing that Valraven. I really kind of just want to take that yellow so he doesn't get it, though he's pressing us too much with the Zugoff right now, so I just can't let him do that. Guess we poke him, try getting a convert, and go from there. So we'll do just that. Poke him once. He has his ability. Ideally, he'll kill this, because that'll be the least consequential thing he can do. I guess we convert, just so we... Never mind, I'm just going to take mana. So we'll do that. He'll kill out our hero. That is pretty bad, especially since he has barrier now. I don't have any easy way of disposing of that barrier. We also still have Valraven, so I still need to go and make sure I take yellow. which we don't really use for anything other than him, who already has full mana. But we'll go move that down. This could actually be very bad, because we can't even mass barrier spam anymore either with our hero to try to protect herself. I still have to make sure he doesn't take yellow. Of course, on the Valraven battle, this would happen. As long as the Valraven doesn't go for it here, we should be okay. Ideally, we'll do this. He'll explode. He won't actually evade. Oh, he did. Ah, and then we could have converted, and we don't even have convert. We might lose the battle and the Valraven. Already bad enough we lost the Valraven, but it might be even worse than that. Let's see. I still need to get her to full mana, and we don't currently have it, so we'll explode out the board. Do we still have a convert? Don't take it away. Don't take it away. Don't take it away. No, you took away the good troop. And now he has barrier again. I think we just lost. I have to manually kill through his team of skulls and to work all the way to Zugoff. Yep, we're already starting to lose. So we'll go convert that over just to try to get some skulls, which actually did able to land, so that's good. It's going to leave the most useless one as the last survivor, isn't it? Probably. Okay, we'll go explode the board so we can maybe get another convert. That's about our only chance now into a bunch of skulls. What do we have here? I need to make sure whatever I do does not give him anything at all, while also giving us something ideally. So I guess we'll just go for blue. Take that skull. Double skull, very nice. Okay, we should be okay now. How do we do this? I can take the skull, but I don't think I want to take that skull. We go for this instead. And now we win off of that. Well, that was a very close battle. We did unfortunately lose the Valraven, but it does result in a win. But yeah. So we technically lost twice during that battle because we lost the Valraven, but oh well. We at least won the battle. Okay, right off the bat, we finally have a good starting move. So we'll take that. Move the yellow over. Go and just get all of the mana we need. So we'll just explode it all. Nice. And should be good to go. Let's go re-barrier. Actually, we already are barriered. And I guess we go Mang into the poke. Get our mana up again, and we'll be good to go. Oh, I should have actually converted at the previous turn. I didn't realize he wasn't at full mana. Not that big a deal, though. Throw that once. And ideally, we'd have convert here, or him to full mana, which we could have actually done earlier, but we'll move that. That'll actually give us... Oh, no, it doesn't, because the blue that came down. If that didn't come down, we would have had extra turn there, but he got it for free off the extra turn. I mean, off the, off the extra turn that we left behind, which made it so we couldn't take our own extra turn there. Go do that, get a cascade. I guess we go for the extra turn. Get the kill on it. Need a skull, don't have any. Guess we'll go use him to go create some more. Oops, come on. Do that. Currently barriered, we're currently enraged, everything we need. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I forget if that is the case. I don't believe it can revive. Oh, never mind, it doesn't have a revive trait. But I believe something that has the revive trait can't revive if you're enraged. I actually forget about that, if that is a thing that does or does not happen. But let's go for the explosion there. And down it goes. But that went a lot smoother than the previous battle, that's for sure. Wow. What a difference. It's kind of odd how some of them can come down to just pure luck sometimes. When you're using like some of this weaker stuff, it does come down to that. Like, especially when you're using like a random explosion or something where you're just completely depending on whatever actually comes down from the board. So we'll do that to get barrier up. How do we do this? I don't have a free turn. Well, I have the turn over there. I was trying to take the blue into that though. We could do that if there was a blue right here or right there. We could move that down and take a 5 times red, but we can't do that right now because that's not how it's set up. So let's go and mank him and just start working down his damage or his HP. He's always the biggest objective as long as there's not a Valraven. And even if there is a Valraven, he's technically still be probably the highest one. Highest priority. Okay, so all this, we'll leave it here. Let me just take that to get our barrier back up, get enrage. If we do find a skull, it is worth going for, and there is one right there, so I will actually go for it. We actually turn off the top and get enrage and barrier back. Oh, never mind, we only got barrier back. We'll go for the poke, get her mana up, and should be good to go from there. This should be full mana. And it is. Poke it again. Before we do, take a skull. Good thing he's just using Poison Master. It's actually relatively weak. I'll go get all of our mana back just in case we feel like converting. Also gives us a skull chance, which I don't think we got. No, we did not. Let me go for that. Still no skull chance. Still no skull chance, really? Okay, we'll go and I'll go for the hit then. And there we go, and that's match. And down he goes. And even if it wasn't, we might have had another skull to go with. Is there a particular day of the week you should use Gnome Vault Keys? You should use them about once a month during the Vault event specifically. There's not a specific time of a week when it's useful, but there is a specific time of the month when it is useful, and that's whenever there's a gnome event. It's not that much better, but the only thing that's better using a Vault key during a Vault event is there's an ever so slightly higher chance that you will specifically get a Vault key from your Vault key. This chance is still very, very low. I've opened about, how many Vault keys at this point? Like 50 or so? Somewhere around there? I'm not even sure at this point. But let's just say 50. I've opened about 50 Vault keys, and I've gotten 0 Vault keys from a Vault key, though it is technically possible. And the chance of that occurring is slightly higher during a Vault event. That's the only difference doing it then compared to just doing it whenever. Personally, I would say, unless you're like insanely late game like we are right now, I'd pretty much just open them the second you get them. Because if I'm not mistaken, due to the new game mode of which they're adding hero classes with, I don't believe Vault events happen, I believe they're every 6 weeks now instead of every 4 weeks. So, yeah, it's very, very rare when they come around, so you probably just want to throw them immediately in most situations. Since the amount of benefit you would get from specifically doing during a Vault event is very, very, very small. And it would probably just be better to have those resources immediately than to wait it out until the event. The only key that's really worth, or that you have to save as a newer player, I would say are event keys. And you mainly just save those for when there's better event stuff within the drop table. Like last week when there was Dragon Soul and Divinia, that's a really good example of when you would throw down event keys. Though a week like this is a week where you probably wouldn't as much, simply because it's the drop table just isn't as good. It's things like Kraken and Skullbeard as like the best 2 drops, which aren't horrible. They're actually pretty decent troops. But compared to a week like last week and other similar weeks where the drop table's really good, you wouldn't really bother with it as much. But yeah, Vault keys, bottom line, pretty much just use them immediately. It's perfectly fine. Long story short, doesn't really matter if you save them or not. I personally do, just because there's an ever so slight chance, but you don't really need to. Okay, we'll go and what do we even need from this point? Also, thank you, Mr. Freeze, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. Let's go for a poke. Not like that will really do much, but down it goes. With Overkill. I should really go upgrade Mang. I'll probably be doing that next week, because we'll have our Divine Protector maxed. I don't really need Mang all the way maxed, but it does gain some decent benefits. If we were to get this thing fully maxed, that's not where it is. Upgrade weapon. But first things first, if we were to get it to just the first 5, just the stat-related ones, we would have 3 higher attack, 4 higher HP, 4 higher armor, and 1 extra magic. So a little bit of mix of everything, just a little bit higher. On top of that, if we got it truly maxed, we would get 1 single red spawn, 1 extra red onto the board every single time it casts, which means it could potentially extra turn, though this also means it could potentially backfire. It's a little bit of a weird benefit, like, that's barely going to do anything at all. But it would also gain 4 armor every time we cast it, 4 life every time we cast it, and gain 2 attack every time we cast it. Personally, if I do go and upgrade this, I'm probably just going to do it up to +5. Because I feel like the 1 red it will create will more often than not backfire compared to helping us. So I'd personally just leave it to these 5. The first 5 that just give it slightly higher stats, and then just leave it there for a while. Because similar to Divine Protector and how that 1 explosion on the yellow can sometimes get in the way, or more often than not actually will get in the way, same thing will happen with Mang. The 1 red you create with it's going to be more of a negative effect than a positive effect. And it's just not worth going for, especially compared to how bad the other benefits are on it. All it is just an extra bit of small stats, which doesn't really do much. Okay, we got Valraven. Luckily, it's in first slot this time, so it's not as annoying as every other battle we just had. But still, nonetheless, it is there, so we got to deal with it. And of course, he does take yellow immediately. I was kind of just hoping he wouldn't, but of course he did. Alright, we'll go for that. And then go get Mang down so we can one-shot him. So we'll go do this onto the boss. That should be enough to one-shot it. We're enraged and everything, so it should go down the second we get a skull. Problem is, we don't have a skull. I almost kind of want... Oh, wait, yeah, we do. Never mind. Let's go move that. And should be good to go from here. All we need to do now is just hit him twice. And as long as we can do it 1 more time before he does his ability, we will be fine with this battle. Nothing wrong can really happen at this point. I say that. We'll see. Actually, we could lose our hero. That, keep forgetting how hard they hit. Wow. 45 damage. He already has enough damage to kill me. See, if we would have had that extra HP and armor right now, we wouldn't die to his hit. Really? We're still gonna win regardless, but or should. There's still that actually. You know what? We might actually still lose. We'll see. Yeah, he does go for the hero kill. Yeah, we could actually lose this. Gotta be a little bit more careful. He can hit really, really high once they get poisoned. And nothing on this team has immune to poison other than Captain Skullbeard. Okay, nothing on this convert's good. He's stunned at the moment, so if he hits us, he won't poison us. I believe he normally would. Never mind, he wouldn't even normally do that. Okay, that's fine. I believe he used to have it, but then he got something else in place. Don't know what it was. What do we need? What do we need? I guess we'll take a purple to... Well, brown doesn't really help us anymore. This convert also doesn't really help us, but I believe I want to pass my turn just to not give him anything. I could try for the skull here, but I guess I will try for the skull. Didn't get it. And he gets the skull out of it as well. Okay. As long as I take this blue and he doesn't instantly kill us, we're okay. And we're fine. Okay. So we can kill out the boss. And then we can go poke him. And that's about all we could really do. So let me take that first. So we poked him with that. We'll go kill the boss with this. And we should be okay. As long as this doesn't start death marking and going crazy, I think we'll be good to go. Does burn remove barrier like poison? Yes, but only if they don't have any armor. If they have armor, it'll hit their armor first. It'll basically just reduce their armor by 3. But if they have 0 armor, like let's say she was burning right now and she had barrier, it would go and remove her barrier because she's taking HP damage. But if we were to go and let's say he was burning and he had barrier on him and he still had all this armor, it would instead do 3 damage to our armor until it got to our HP. Yeah, only if it burn specifically hits HP does it remove armor. But if it only hits the armor itself, it will not. So he'd be safe from it right now, but she would not because she has no armor while he does have armor. It's one of the only few real benefits that armor specifically has compared to HP. That and, of course, boost ratio stuff, but it's one of the mechanics that basically every troop has that actually utilizes armor. While it's not really that big a deal, on a barrier team, it is actually really important to make sure you have your armor. Like right now, even him, if he was, let's say, burning, that's not actually burning, that's fairy fire, but let's just pretend it's burning. If that was burning and he was barriered right now, he'd retain his barrier for the first burn, but the second burn would remove his barrier, assuming he still had it by then. Okay, we'll go and just poke him. I don't think we have a skull or anything. Though it just became harder to tell. Hard mode! Put an eye patch over your eye. Okay, let's go and how do we play this out? I guess we move that down. I don't have a free turn cascade anywhere, so I guess we'll just take a skull or something. We'll go for that. Oh, whoops! I missed the other extra turn. Not that big a deal, but go for that. He could still win if he got really death mark lucky. Never mind, he's already dead off the lucky cascades. And there we go. I think we'll do a few more of these battles, and then we'll probably use the rest of them tomorrow or so. Actually, probably not tomorrow, but well, you know, we will be streaming tomorrow. I don't think I'll be finishing all of them tomorrow, though. But yeah, also, happy preemptive 4th of July. We should be around tomorrow, though. For at least a little bit of time. Let's see. Yeah, tomorrow's stream will not be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be sometime earlier. The official time, I do not know. I'll try posting it at least a few hours earlier if I can, as to when it will be up. Okay, we'll go... What do we need? We'll take a red. Get a Mang down. Throw a poke on it. And I should probably take this eye patch off. So we can focus. Okay, let's go and... what do we need? We need to convert that over. Take that. We don't need the mana. I don't need that skull. Oh, wait, yes, I do. I do need that skull. So we'll take that. We already have it. I didn't realize we already had Mang down. Right at him. Get our explosion. And we should be good from there. So we'll do that. Nice. We hit another skull. Everyone's a kill. What needs full mana right now? The most. I guess this, because we can set it for an extra turn as long as he doesn't ruin it, and he doesn't. Perfect. So we'll get all those to full mana. Take a skull for the kill, and then take another poke for the kill. And we'll be good to go. Okay, is that it? Yeah, let's go and just poke it, and dead. Which banner am I using for this team? Double blue at the moment, so that we can get the quicker pokes to get the raid boss killed. And also for Captain Skullbeard. But yeah, mainly just to green to blue convert, and then just getting a bunch of blue off it is basically what we're running with. There are 2 variants of minus purple banners that you could also be using. They get, the best one would be +2 brown, +1 blue, -1 purple. The problem with that is you don't really need a lot of brown. It would be worth considering compared to it, though. Compared to what we're currently doing. I prefer the extra blue off the extra brown. But that would be the next best banner. Oops, why did I almost didn't go for that. I'm still not used to them converting green to blue. Keep thinking of Mercy, like yellow to purple or something. Okay, anyways, let's go get Mang down immediately, so any skulls we see we'll be able to use. We already have barriers, so he does nothing with that. And since we got that, we can just one-shot him. And we don't even need to worry about ever not having enough damage for the most part, because as long as we have Enrage, we always have enough. If we've Manged once in raids, if we Manged once on the boss, and we're enraged, there's a 100% chance we will have enough damage to kill whatever we hit with a skull. And I believe that's the case for invasions as well. I'm not fully certain. We'll find out once that actually happens. Well, I need to get her to full mana. Easiest way to do that would be to take a red or blue right now. But neither are available, so let's move that over, I guess. He'll hit our hero. That's not good. That means we won't really have barriers, since there's a 50% chance he'll remove it with the poison. Let me go get this barrier off him so we can just go and try killing it soon. This will give it full mana. We get very little out of it, but since we use Mang, I can't take red to get her to full anymore. So we'll do that, get the kill. And we're not enraged, so he does have a 20% chance to dodge us. And there's no way to get it back, since there's no way to cascade into an extra turn right now, so let's move that over. And he gives us a skull. 20% chance this will fail. And good, it didn't. And yeah, all we have to do now is just take another skull and we'll be good to go. I guess we'll take brown just to make sure our hero doesn't die, or at least help it some. Well, there goes barrier. Oh, no, never mind. I thought poison took it off for a second. Okay, I don't have any good converts or anything. I guess we just keep passing our turn until something happens. We'll go take a purple. He gets full mana. I have convert. Hopefully that'll drop us a skull and we'll be good to go. And yeah, the skull. And dead. Plus we got enraged. Not like we needed it, but a little bit extra damage. And there we go. Hello, Colin. Welcome. Let's see. What are my celebration plans for tomorrow? I'm going to be going to a place called, or at least later in the day, going to be going to a place called Bonefish Grill. It's actually one of my favorite restaurant chains, as far as restaurant chains are concerned. Normally get Bang Bang Shrimp, their, oh, what's that soup called? Some kind of chowder crab meat soup. And they have nice bread there as well, and crab cakes is normally what I get there. But yeah, very nice place. And after that, of course, I'll just be watching fireworks and stuff like that. Probably at Broadway at the beach here. But yeah, that's pretty much my game plan. I won't be doing all that till later in the day, though, so I could easily do a stream earlier in the morning at some point. Like, not early morning, but, you know, like midday. Because most of my plans for tomorrow are towards nighttime. Tomorrow is Independence Day. That's why America celebrates it. Our independence from Great Britain. Let's see, I'll move that over. Go take that over. Though most people just use it as an excuse for fireworks and food. Lots and lots of food. Okay, we'll go for that. What else do we need? Go for our explosion. Did we try for that extra turn? Is it even worth it? Probably not. I think I'll just go for the poke. And let's go for the explosion. Hopefully get a skull. No skull. That's also why we have these skulls, by the way. Or, you know, these festive skulls. That's what they're from. What do we even need here? I guess we go for brown barrier. Oh, wait, we already have barrier. Never mind. What do we even need? Is there any way I can guarantee he doesn't get a skull? Yes, there actually is. If I take this yellow, he doesn't get a skull. But there's a 0% chance we get it unless we double skull. But if we take this, while he will have a chance of getting a skull, there's also a chance we will get one. Though his is 100%, ours is only 1 in 7. So I guess I'll take this and play it safe. Still managed to get a skull on me, really? Okay. We'll go and, gotta be careful. Are there any yellows we could take? Because I need to make sure he doesn't. He's also going to skip his turn now by doing that, which is unfortunate because I don't have a turn skip. Okay, now I do. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, he didn't surge. That's not good. Because now I'm going to have to give him a skull since I don't have a turn skip on me. I don't think there's a single move we could do that's actually safe. completely safe. Oh, I should probably take that yellow, though, so he doesn't, shouldn't I? So we'll go for that. Oh, wait. Oh, whoops. I thought that would drop down right there. I don't know what I was thinking. Never mind. Okay, that's fine. Let's go convert this then. Get our mana that we need. Oh, I could have just taken that manually. Oh, well. At least there's more blue for next turn. It's going to explode all green on the board. Oh, okay. Well, at least that comes in handy, because now he doesn't have any green. I didn't even realize that was a counter to him. It's kind of funny. But yeah, he can't explode the board now, or he's not going to, because there's so few green on the board. And we were able to convert them out using this guy. I didn't even realize that synergy until literally just now. But we've been doing that synergy this entire time. Oh, you better not be the second Valraven that escapes. Okay, good. We're fine for now. Though we just lost Hero, which is really bad. That would have been a one-shot into another one-shot or something. Now we have to kill them very slowly, which is obviously bad, because you could get Valraven up in that time. We'll go take the blue. Oh, okay, good. For a second, I thought that was an extra turn. But let's go and I guess we'll throw the explosion down. Gotta be very careful. He gains a lot of mana every single time he casts that. And I don't have any quick way of killing it out now since we lost Hero. He might actually win. Or not win as in win the battle, but win as in Valraven losing. Which is like losing 2 battles, so basically like him winning in a way. Good, he's 1 mana short. That's exactly what we want to see right about now. Though I don't see a way to really get him down in time. Okay, there we go. Okay. So all I have to do now is make sure he doesn't take a single yellow and we'll be fine. So we'll move that down. That helps some. That helps even more. Free turns everywhere. Convert away all that mess. Take that. Try getting skulls. Nice. Take everything else. Nice, nice. Okay, we should be fine. So we'll throw this down. All I have to do is make sure he doesn't get any mana. And I guess we take a yellow just to stop him. Is there any creative way we could stop him? No, let's take it down that way. Any other yellows we need to go try to take? Doesn't look like it. I think I passed my turn this time, just to make sure I don't give him anything. I'm just going to go and convert. So we'll do this. Just gives us a little bit of gold, which we already maxed out. I do that just to make sure he doesn't get anything, or at least doesn't take yellow, I should say. Well, let's go and I guess take blue. Oh no, that doesn't stop him from taking every possible yellow, does it? Oh, we might have just lost. I may have just lost. I can't take both yellows simultaneously. So we'll do that. Oh, good. We extra turned it. Very nice. Okay. Let's clear out the board so we can hopefully bring him into kill range, or even just kill him with a skull. Perfect. And down it goes. Wow, that was a close Valraven. That was way too dangerous. But it did go down. So far we only lost 1 Valraven in 1 battle, if I'm not mistaken. Both simultaneously. So other than that, we've been doing okay, I think. How far are we? We're number 7 in the guild at the moment. So I don't know how far everyone's kind of gone this week. I assume these people up here have all of the top 4 probably done exactly where we did up to tier 6. So we'd be able to gauge our thing better once we get up to their amount of battles. But what's the leaderboard like these days? You would have need to have done... Oh, if you went perfect, apparently only 190 is all you need. But, or is it 230? I can't tell which one of these have gone perfect. Actually, none of them have, because if they have any number that doesn't end in 0, they definitely haven't. Because you'd always have a number ending in 0 100% of the time if you have a 100% win rate. But anyways, yeah. We'd have to do basically triple our amount of points to make a leaderboard. I don't think we could do that with the current amount of battles we have. And I'm not going to bother buying more because it's just a waste. I think we're already going to have enough. Yeah, as far as our rewards, we're definitely going to get all portals, obviously. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother for leaderboard. I will be trying for leaderboard for the new game mode this Friday, though. Well, it's not new. We technically already had it. But the new hero class is coming out this Friday. I will be trying for leaderboard. I don't know how many gems it'll take. I think it'll take about 1,000, 1,500 to make leaderboard. Stream, come back. I think stream is back now. Sorry about that. Yeah, stream kind of just died out of nowhere. Oh yeah, let me put the eye patch back on. Now that we're not doing raids anymore. Oops, if I could put it on correctly. But yeah, as I was saying, we'll be trying for the leaderboard on Friday for the new, or not new game mode, but the new hero class that's coming out this Friday. I think it'll take about 1,000 to 1,500 gems. I believe more towards 1,500. But yeah, we'll be trying for it. Hopefully we'll get lucky. I believe technically we can infinitely buy into level, like I said earlier, we could we could just instantly buy into max level. The problem with that is it costs like 5,000 gems or something, which obviously we won't be doing. But I will be doing it to at least leaderboard to some degree, and then I'll be doing it to try to get it to at least level 70 by manually grinding in PvP or something, is likely the game plan for that. But anyways, let's go switch over to our hero. Now that we're using it in PvP, I'm going to want to switch my one class perk thingy back. So let's go under class and switch it over to... of course, we have storms now, which is kind of funny because it actually fits into the snake meta, in which we make like a little swervy line through the entire thing. And it actually maintains by the fact that we can now do storm aura, but we have to go back to blood and glory, because now that we're in PvP, it's much more important. We have one extra glory per battle than we do having a dust storm. Dust storm just helps us get a little bit more barrier during raids and invasions. But during this game mode, it's much better just to have the +1 glory. The storm isn't really too useful in most situations that you would use this team anyways. It's mainly just there for the extra barriers during raids and stuff. That's the only reason I have it set. But at least we finally have something there that does something, if nothing else. Anyways, let's go back to this and just, I guess, use this divine team to destroy everything. Let's see. But yeah, did anyone else mention anything in chat? New Kingdom? New Kingdom is coming, no clue when. They're doing some kind of changes to the map next patch, so definitely after next patch. But I'd have to say probably going to be a while. They also said they probably aren't going to be adding too many more kingdoms to the game as well. We're almost reaching the end of how many kingdoms they're ever going to add to the game. We're getting very close. But yeah, as far as kingdoms, next one's probably in about 2 months or so. I know that seems like a while away, but it's mainly because it's going to be pretty much the last kingdom ever added to the game, possibly. They didn't like officially state that, but they did say that they're trying to not really add too many more. Is because it's starting to get to the point where if they keep adding more, it will just be like it'll eventually just reach a point where every single different week of a year would be a different event, and it would just be too hard to try to get everything star level up and all that. But yeah, we are coming up to... It's going to feel weird once they finally reach the point where they stop basically adding kingdoms to the game. It's been something they've been doing every few months, basically since day one, or literally since day one. And they might finally stop. It's not like they would just be stopping entirely of creating troops, of course. They'd still be creating just as many troops. It would be specifically for kingdoms already existing instead of newer ones. Also, they'd probably start focusing more on complete reworks of kingdoms. With that being said, also, don't forget, I mentioned it last stream too, but Pan's Veil is the next big kingdom to get a complete overhaul as far as reworked. And as far as what to take away from that information is, well, for one, if you want to upgrade any of those troops, it might be a good idea to do so, because they are probably going to become refundable soon due to being reworked. So you have them now, and plus you could just refund them later if you wanted to. But the main thing that that's referring to is you're probably going to want to get barred to level 70 or 100 if you haven't already. I've still been needing to do that myself. Not like immediately, but something to consider. Mainly because that rework might be coming in the next month or two. And you'd probably want to have your bard maxed out, because if it wasn't, you're probably going to be needing it for whatever changes they make for Pan's Veil. Yeah, I'm probably going to get it to level 70, and then get the rest of it once they finally buff the kingdom or something. Because Pan's Veil is a really underwhelming kingdom. There's basically only one troop you ever use from it, and it's Siren on a 4x Goblin Defend. That's about it. Even Wild Queen, the mythic of the kingdom, you very rarely ever use. It's because it's not worth it. Oh, why did I do that? The struggle over in an eye patch. I'll blame all bad moves on eye patch. Okay, we'll go move that. Ketris, what are you doing? We'll go move that down. Get in Furnace down. I think we lose, because this Furnace is going to do way too much damage unless we actually turn this, which we didn't. And we're dead, yeah. It's over. Yeah, it's over. 4 times Alchemist. Well, at least we'll get that battle down. Oh yeah, new Mythic this Friday. It's a true damage related one. Hits the 2 weakest enemies for true damage, and hits the 2 strongest enemies with 8 life steal. I mean 8 magic steal, my bad. So basically every cast it does, it just keeps gaining more and more magic to the point where it basically just one-shots everything. Is it going to be that relevant though? Probably not, mainly because as a newer player it would be. But this late in the game, 16 additional magic per cast is, well, that is a high number. That's not as high with the numbers that we start seeing this late in the game. And it's going to take anywhere from 3 to 5 casts to get a kill. Whereas most mythics these days, like Ubistet, Catcher's the Bull, stuff like that, are capable of 2 casting out the entire enemy team. So something that takes at minimum 3 is not going to be worth using this late. Though earlier on in the game, you'd probably be able to get away with double kill, double. Anytime you can ever double cast to kill out the entire enemy team with any troop at any meta, it doesn't matter if you're early game, late game, mid game, any point in the game. If you can cast any troop twice to win the battle, that troop is always worth using. Though if it takes more than that, it's generally not worth using, because there's almost always options that allow you to 2-shot the entire enemy team. It's pretty much always been ever since they added Mythics. Even before Mythics, you could, well, I guess you could 4-shot and, like, 1-shotting everything. Paladins was probably the first option of it ever. Trying to think of the first troop that was ever able to kind of do it. I guess there kind of wasn't, because there was Skull Spam. But then they had to make casting so much better to kind of combat Skull Spam. And then that's when we started getting, like, the 2-shot to win kind of troops. Like when Queen Mab was first added, when Crimson Bats for quite a bit of time, and stuff like that. True Damage in general had 2 shots for quite a while. And stuff like that. Let me take this eye patch off. It is so hard to read chat with it on. Let's see. Let's see. Humberto has a question. What was Humberto's question? As you were saying, like the troops, let's see. Steps. What was your question? Yeah, what was the question? I don't see it. I see mention of the question, but no question itself. You save your gem keys for Merlantis or Mythic Days, but the other keys, Gold and Glory, is there any point to saving them? Yes, you save them for New Kingdoms. Though once there's no longer New Kingdoms, then I guess technically you don't need to save them for New Kingdoms anymore. But since there's at least confirmed at least one more New Kingdom, you would want to save it for the New Kingdom, because it makes getting new commons and rares a lot easier. Oh yeah, I didn't even really think about that. If they do stop adding kingdoms, we can throw, at least in late game, or actually, I guess throughout the entire game, you wouldn't need to ever save gold or glory keys ever. Well, actually glory keys you would, but gold keys you basically just throw always the second you get them. And glory keys you would just save exclusively for mythics then. Whereas now they're saved more so for new kingdoms, just because you need a mythic every rare that comes into the game. Yeah, it's going to be a weird change in dynamic then. But that also means we will no longer have to open like 30,000 gold keys just to get a new common maxed out, like we will when the next kingdom comes out. It's also the reason why I'm reserving so much gold at the moment. Actually, speaking of that, I do need to go donate some to my guild this week. I still haven't done that yet. But I'm trying to hoard up some gold so that when next kingdom comes out, especially if it's going to be the last one, so we can max every single common in the game to mythic, and then just be done with it forever if they never add another kingdom. Alright, we'll go and throw in Furnace at it. Though they'll still probably add kingdoms in the future, it's just, it's going to be at a lot slower rate than they have been. That will be like expansions onto kingdoms instead of like a completely new kingdom. Anyways, what was I just doing? I was about to go do... Oh yeah, I was about to go donate to my guild, assuming that the guild is in a location where I can do it. Okay, we good. Let's go and complete out 2 tasks, I guess. Go contribute 2 million gold to the guild. So I'll go complete out task number 1. We got a free mythic earlier this week. Wild Queen. It was the 4th mythic we ever got. Let's see if we get another one. Nope, just a bunch of useful keys. And a bunch of glory-related stuff and some useless trait stones. And there we go. That's what we get off of that. And of course, everyone in my guild ends up getting that, instead of just me. I know it seems expensive spending that much, like 1 million just to get those resources. But it's every single person in my guild, not just me, getting that. How have I not done the trophy one already? Really? Wow, okay. Well, let's go do that. That one we obviously did automatically. Apparently I need to go win a bunch of teams with monsters. I guess I'll do that a little bit later. Just with, like, you know, just quickly going through and explore. But let's go do one more PvP battle, because that will actually give us enough that we need to go and get 20 free gems. Your current goal is getting Dawnbringer. Is that okay? Oh, Pet Gnome. Yeah, your current goal is getting Dawnbringer. Is that an okay goal? Or should you change it to something else? Oh, getting Dawnbringer is a perfectly fine goal. Especially if you already have most of your troops leveled up. But yeah, Dawnbringer is very useful. It's one of the strongest weapons in the game. Do keep in mind, they are planning on adding a new Dawnbringer very soon. But by very soon. They haven't confirmed when that will be, though it could be next patch, though we also thought it could have been this patch, so who knows. But very soon they are planning on another mythic weapon that isn't Dawnbringer, of course. It's like Dawnbringer, but, you know, it covers 3 colors, but it does something different. And, yeah, we don't know what it's going to be. And we do know they're going to be adding multiple in the future. So, yeah, I don't know if you'd want to go for it immediately or not. I would still probably say yes on going for it immediately. Dawnbringer, that is. Even if they do add more mythic weapons to the game, Dawnbringer's still probably going to be one of the best barriering weapons in the game. It probably won't be best damage output or anything like that once new other mythic weapons come into the game. But as far as barriering your entire team for 20 mana costs, that's not awful. It's definitely not the best of things, but as far as a hero weapon's concerned, that is pretty useful. And you'd have that access everywhere. You'd have it in Arena, you'd have it in PvP, Explore, Challenges, Quests, you know, everything. So it's a lot, it's really versatile in what you could use it for, which other weapons may not be in the future. But, yeah, I'd say it's perfectly fine to go for Dawnbringer. And from the pet, we end up getting a Leafette, which is pretty useless, but let's go do it nonetheless. It's actually pretty good EXP. If nothing else, pet battles, even after you've done every pet in the game, it's still worth doing, like, the first 4 to 6 pets, simply because you beat them so quickly that it's essentially like a short little event for gaining more, hero EXP, essentially. Because each one of these battles is 2 EXP, even these ridiculously small ones. So we could basically just switch every single one into a quick kill team that uses just sheer AoEs, and just kill it out as quickly as possible the first few. So even once we have every pet, it would still technically be worth going through the pet battles then. How is he not dead yet? Well, we'll go take a red, go do whatever, throw that down, and there we go. Yeah, each one of the initial battles, even though that one was kind of a little bit longer, take about like 30 seconds or less. And you can get through all 8 in about 5 minutes or so. With the first 6 in particular being like 3 minutes or under. Alright, we'll throw this down. Hit this for a bunch of damage if he'll decide to end his turn today. There we go. Let's go take a little bit more mana. The last of our mana. Throw into Ubistet, and dead. It's a bit quicker than throwing into Infernus, because Infernus is a bunch of explosions, which can slow down the battle overall. Oh, never mind, I already answered that. Also, hello, Anthony, welcome. So, when a cosmetic pet is introduced, is it able to be leveled? Yes. It will be able to be leveled just like any other pet. What would be the point of leveling it? It would be for pet mastery. It would be the absolute last pet you would ever bother leveling, ever. But you would still level it just because it would eventually... Well, it would give you 5 gems every level you get on it, and it would eventually give you a orb. So, is it really that worth leveling it? No. It gives so little. But if you've literally leveled every other pet in the game, or you just want it for the pet mastery itself, then it would be worth it. But for the most part, cosmetic pets you just ignore until you have more food than you ever know what to do with. But yeah, there's still some incentive to leveling them, though it's very ridiculously small. For the most part, you're pretty much just getting 5 gems per level, essentially. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to be reworking that in the future or what, but one other thing that it slightly comes into play with, too, is you do need pets leveled, and I believe multiple of them leveled, once you start reaching further star levels on kingdoms. So I forget which kingdom this is for. I believe it's for the ssaszix kingdom. So you have to keep in mind, you might eventually need like 2 pets maxed out from that kingdom. And when you do reach that point, you would probably need to go and actually upgrade the cosmetic pets at that point. Okay, let's go and... also, what just happened to my eye patch? It's like on, but it like flew over. I'm like wearing it like a hat. The eye patch hats. Anyways. I had to take this off. It's actually starting to get itchy. Okay, let's throw Infernus down. If anyone still has any other questions I may have missed, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably be ending after we finish out the pet battles, so let me know what questions you have. We will be streaming tomorrow. It will not be at normal time. It'll be at some random time. If you just keep it tabs on the channel, it normally gives that little notification thing, like, before I start streaming. I'll be posting that, like, way in advance, hopefully by a few hours, and it will have the time then. But, yeah, probably about 5 hours prior to now tomorrow, somewhere's around there. No guarantee on the exact time. But we will still be streaming tomorrow. It just will be at a drastically different time due to the holiday. Okay, we'll go and move that, get Oobstead down, and go from there. And we're just going to be going over the same thing as normal, and I guess the pet too, even though it's fully cosmetic, so I guess there isn't too much to go over with it. Other than just obtaining it. Oh, you just got Krabby to Mythic. Very nice. I still have yet to get a single card to Mythic that has 0 gems in it. I have a lot of them that are very close, but none of them that have gone all the way yet. It depends how much I really check it. I should probably start checking pets a little bit more often, but I've kind of stopped as of recently, because once we start getting all of them to Mythic, there isn't much in need to keep doing pets. The only thing you'd use it for, like I mentioned earlier, would be Hero EXP, and that's about it. Unless they eventually add something to dump food into. But there's currently no sync for 3 resources in the game. Trait stones have no sync. Pet food have no sync. And technically, once ingots are fully maxed out, ingots have no sync. Though there's going to be a while before anyone's even remotely close to that. But at the current moment in time, there is technically no sync for them if someone was to actually max out literally every weapon in the game, which will take like a year at the current rate of the setup of the game. But probably whenever they add next updates minigame, we'll know, we'll be able to get them at a lot quicker of a rate. Because they're adding a minigame that's specifically going to be able to farm ingots, or at least that's going to be one of the things you get from it. They said that that's one of the rewards. I don't know if it's the main reward or how they're running it. We'll find out when they actually mention more about it. They mentioned so little about it so far, other than that the reward is ingots, and it's going to be less like treasure hunt and more like an, you know, actual like minigame that still uses your troops and everything. But we'll see what it is. No, move that. Go for a Infernus or something. And hope this is aligned. And dead. If you don't have Captain Skullbeard, what should you replace him with in raids? Let's see. A second copy of what's her name of the raid troop, if you happen to have it. Otherwise, I guess Kraken would be your replacement. Probably Kraken. Though that's an even higher rarity, but if you happen to have that, that'd probably be the next one you'd replace it with. Other than that, I don't think the Kingdom has another replacement other than those. I can go double check real quick, but there aren't too many options. Blackhawk in general doesn't really have too many things that work well in raids. The only thing that's particularly actually useful is Captain Skullbeard as far as raids are concerned. But, yeah, I can go double check that after this battle and let you know. Oops, I thought that would be enough to kill. Apparently not. Go just explode all that down. Go take a mana. A lot of manas. Get our explosion. And just do the poke and go from there. And I'll just throw Infernus at it. And then we'll be good to go. We'll just do whatever. Throw Infernus. And down it goes. How many Leaf Fit copies do we have? And is this enough to get her to Mythic or the Legendary? Let's go and see. Seen the new Kingdom troops? No, I have not. We'll go over that probably, maybe tomorrow then. I have not actually looked at them. Didn't realize they were updated on the spoiler thread. Oh, we only got 1 copy. That's definitely not enough to get her maxed, but how many copies are we at now? If it'll load. Pets, pets, pets. Ooh, we're close. 6 copies away till maxed. Very close. Elf bonus isn't really too useful, though. Though every elf in the game does have mana drain immunity, she could potentially be very useful in the future if they actually added viable elves. The problem is they haven't really added viable elves. Or at least not too many of them. They were getting there. Oh, come on, Grimlet. Why are you being so populated? You're like one of the most useless ones, yet we have you pretty close to Mythic as well. But yeah, several of them are... We're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. We still have some that are only ultra rares, don't we? No, never mind. Oh, technically we have 1. Oh no, we still have Fireback Ribs. I don't know what's up with him. we've actually gotten the least amount of the Hull puppies, which is fine because Blade Lands is pretty useless. But, yeah, he's the only one that we legitimately still have at Ultra Rare. Because we haven't... this one, technically, we can go upgrade at any time. But, yeah. He's the only one we have at Ultra Rare. Poor guy. He's the only one. I don't know what's up with that. I guess we just got really unlucky and never really got more copies of him. I think we only had his event 2 or 3 times total ever. I wonder if anyone in my guild doesn't have him because, yeah, we've barely gotten him at all. Which I guess is fine. He's one of the weaker ones, but still. Yeah, that's what pets are looking like these days as far as our current mastery on all of them. Plus, we're getting a new one tomorrow, of course. New Kingdom, 24th of August. That's pretty much the end of next month. Right around the corner then. But yeah, we'll go over that soon then. I'll probably do it again on Friday stream. You swapped it for Bonnie Rose. You don't have Kraken. Bonnie Rose would be okay. She would gain a lot of damage from your thing converting. You'd be blocked on every color, but so are you on Captain Skullbeard, I guess. But yeah, I guess that'd be okay. She would hit decent numbers. Because you'd gain so much gold boost ratio. Yeah, I guess that would be fine, using a Bonnie Rose. Anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July, any of you that celebrate it tomorrow. Other than that, our next stream will be probably 5 hours prior to now, approximately. It's going to be pretty random due to the holiday. But we will be streaming tomorrow, our normal 1 hour like we normally do. We'll mainly be doing raids and just kind of answering questions, doing our normal stuff. And getting the new eagle pets. And other than that, this Friday is pretty relevant because, of course, getting... oh, I need to go to dungeons. But we're getting a new class as well as a new mythic. So we got a lot going on. Let me just go do this real quick before we end out. I guess we'll use this team. Why not? Let's go through that. When can you see the new Kingdom troops? First link in the description is the spoiler thread. It's somewhere in there. Probably a little bit down. Yeah, first link in the description. Should still be it. Actually, let me double check. Second link in description, my bad. Not the one that says changelog, but the one that says upcoming troop info is the one that has all the info on that. Also has a lot of other info other than just that as well. But of course, that's the main one you're seeking. Okay, let's just run through these last 2 battles and we'll be good to go. Special code tomorrow? I actually do have a special code tomorrow. Yes, I do. Might even have 2 codes. Who knows? But yes, we will be supplied with redeem codes. At least 1 at minimum. And it is a special one. It has more claims, and I believe it's a runic traitstone one. I'm not fully certain. I don't know. I have no clue what Salty made it into. I know it has more claims than normal, though. Which doesn't actually help you, you know. It just makes you sure that you definitely, hopefully, get it. Yeah, I don't know if what she made it into. We'll find out tomorrow. But yes, we will have a redeem code for the occasion. And down it goes. And one final battle. Yeah, the link that Demon or Angel just posted as well. Sometimes the links don't work on YouTube. Actually, have they fixed that yet? I believe they did do a patch to YouTube where links now work properly in YouTube chat, which is nice. I believe they're making a pretty big update to the sponsoring system too that YouTube has. I currently don't have that set up, but I probably will be doing that soon. Because I believe in like 1 or 2 weeks, I think by the end of this month, they're doing a pretty major update to it. To a degree that I'll probably start using that. I've been meaning to use that instead of Patreon for the longest time. But when I first tried setting it up, they had it a lot more complicated and harder to do, and you had to be a relatively large channel. But now they made it that, like, literally, I think any channel with like 1,000 subscribers can do it now. So, yeah, we'll probably be doing that soon. And I'll be using that instead of Patreon soon as well. Just because it's way more convenient having it integrated into YouTube. I believe I even get not like an ever so slightly more % of it too. If it's integrated through YouTube. It's a very, very small difference, but I think it's like a few cent difference. Which obviously isn't that much, but it adds up over the course of several of them. And down it goes. Anyways, guys, I'll see you all later. Have a good 4th of July. Thank you so much for coming down tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with a redeem code. And other than that, yeah, a bunch of stuff this Friday we'll be going over. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful week. Goodbye, everyone.